Part 1. How a car brand was born in a dark time. Simple English, long story. Introduction. Today, many people know Volkswagen as a popular car brand. Volkswagen cars are everywhere. People drive them to work. Families use them for travel. The brand looks modern, safe, and reliable. But the history of Volkswagen is not simple. It is not clean. It is not happy. Volkswagen was born in a very dark time. Its story begins with war, power, and control. To understand Volkswagen, we must go back in time. We must go to Germany in the 1930s. This is the dark history of Volkswagen. Germany after World War I. World War I ended in 1918. Germany lost the war. After the war, Germany was in trouble. The country was poor. Many people had no jobs. Money lost its value. Food was expensive. Life was very hard. People were angry. People were afraid. They wanted change. Many Germans felt ashamed. They felt the world was against them. They wanted a strong leader, someone who could make Germany powerful again. This is how a man named Adolf Hitler became important. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. In the early 1930s, Adolf Hitler became the leader of Germany. He was the head of the Nazi Party. Hitler promised many things: jobs for the people, a strong Germany, national pride, order, and control. Many people believed him. The Nazi Party took control of the country. Germany became a dictatorship. One party, one leader, no freedom of speech. The government controlled the media. The government controlled companies. The government controlled people's lives. Hitler believed that cars were very important. Hitler's dream: a car for the people. At that time, cars were expensive. Only rich people could buy them. Hitler wanted something new. He wanted a people's car. In German, people's car means Volkswagen. His idea was simple. Every German family should have a car. The car should be cheap. The car should be strong. The car should be easy to drive. This car would show the power of Germany. It would show progress. It would unite the people. But this was not only about cars. It was also about control. Ferdinand Porsche enters the story. To build this car, Hitler needed an engineer, a very smart engineer. That man was Ferdinand Porsche. Porsche was famous for designing engines. He loved speed. He loved machines. Hitler and Porsche met. They talked about the future. They talked about the people's car. Hitler gave Porsche clear rules. The car must be cheap. The car must carry a family. The car must work on bad roads. The car must last many years. Porsche accepted the job. This was the beginning of Volkswagen, the birth of the Beetle. Porsche started working on the design. Slowly, a new car was born. This car later became famous as the Volkswagen Beetle. The design was simple: round shape, air-cooled engine, strong body. It was not beautiful to everyone, but it worked. The Nazi government loved the idea. They used the car in speeches. They used it in posters. They used it as propaganda. The car was not just a vehicle, it was a symbol. A factory is built. To build millions of cars, Germany needed a factory, a very big factory. The Nazi government chose a place. They built a new town around the factory. This town later became Wolfsburg. The factory was huge. It was modern. It was powerful. But there was a problem. The cars were not ready. And then something bigger happened. War changes everything. In 1939, World War II began. Everything changed. Germany went to war with many countries. Factories stopped making normal products. They started making weapons. The Volkswagen factory never produced cars for families during the war. Instead, it produced military vehicles, parts for the army, tools for war. The people's car became a war machine, but the darkest part was still coming. Forced labor at Volkswagen. During World War II, Germany had a big problem. Many men were soldiers. Factories had no workers. The Nazi solution was terrible. They used forced labor. Millions of people were taken from other countries. They were forced to work in German factories. They had no choice. Volkswagen used forced labor too. Men, women, and even children were brought to the factory. They worked long hours. They were hungry. They were tired. They were treated badly. Some were prisoners of war. Some were taken from occupied countries. Some were from concentration camps. This is one of the darkest parts of Volkswagen's history: life for forced workers. Life was very hard for these workers. They lived in camps near the factory. The camps were dirty. Food was little. Medical care was poor. They worked day and night. They were beaten if they were slow. They were punished if they complained. Many workers became sick. Many died. Volkswagen made money. The Nazi government was happy. But the human cost was huge. The end of the war. In 1945, World War II ended. Germany lost again. The country was destroyed. Cities were in ruins. Factories were broken. The Volkswagen factory was damaged by bombs. The Nazi government was gone. Hitler was dead. Volkswagen was left without a future. Or so it seemed. Part 2. From War Factory to Global Success. Simple English, long story. Germany. After World War II. After World War II, Germany was destroyed. Cities were broken, roads were damaged, factories were empty. People had no homes. People had little food. The country was divided. Germany was no longer free. Other countries controlled different parts of Germany. The Volkswagen factory was in one of these areas. The British take control. After the war, the Volkswagen factory was controlled by British forces. At first, the British did not want Volkswagen. The factory was damaged. The machines were old. The company had no clear future. Some people wanted to close the factory. They thought, this company has no future. But one man thought differently. A British officer saves Volkswagen. A British Army officer named Ivan Hurst visited the factory. He walked through the broken buildings. He saw damaged machines. He saw unfinished cars. But he also saw something else. He saw potential. Hurst believed the factory could work again. He believed cars were needed. Germany needed transportation. The British Army needed vehicles. So he made a decision. He restarted production. The Beetle returns. The factory started producing the Volkswagen Beetle again. At first, production was slow. There were problems. No materials, no money, no workers. But slowly, the cars rolled out. The Beetle was simple. The Beetle was strong. The Beetle was cheap. This was exactly what people needed. A new image is born. After the war, Germany wanted a new image. People wanted peace. They wanted normal life. They wanted to forget the past. Volkswagen became part of this new story. The company stopped talking about its origins. The focus was on families, freedom, travel. The Beetle was no longer a Nazi symbol. It became a symbol of rebuilding. Volkswagen goes global. In the 1950s and 1960s, Volkswagen grew fast. The Beetle was sold outside Germany. It went to the United States, South America, Asia, Africa. People liked the car. It was different. It was reliable. It was affordable. Soon, Volkswagen became a global brand. Volkswagen in the United States. In the United States, Volkswagen became very popular. This was surprising. Germany was once the enemy. But now people loved a German car. Volkswagen used smart advertising. They used simple ads. They used humor. They used honesty. The famous slogan, "Think small." People trusted the brand. The hippie era and Volkswagen. In the 1960s and 1970s, something interesting happened. Volkswagen became popular with young people. Hippies loved the Beetle and the Volkswagen bus. Why? Because the cars were cheap, easy to fix. Different from big American cars, Volkswagen became a symbol of freedom, travel, individualism. This was very different from its dark beginning. Success covers the past. As Volkswagen grew, its past was rarely discussed. People focused on sales profits, expansion. The company became one of the biggest car makers in the world. New models appeared. New factories were built. Millions of cars were sold. The dark history stayed quiet. For many years, few people talked about forced labor war production. Nazi connections facing the past. Many years later, questions returned. Historians began to ask, what really happened at Volkswagen? Survivors spoke. Documents were studied. The truth slowly came out. Volkswagen accepted responsibility. The company admitted it used forced labor. This was an important moment. Compensation and apologies. Volkswagen created funds to help survivors. Money was paid to former forced workers. The company apologized publicly. This did not erase the pain, but it showed responsibility. Facing history is difficult, but it is necessary. A company with two stories. Volkswagen has two stories. One story is about innovation success, global growth. The other story is about war, forced labor, suffering. Both stories are true. To understand Volkswagen, we must remember both. Why this history matters. This story is not only about Volkswagen, it is about companies and power. It shows how politics affects business. Business can support bad systems. Success can hide dark truths. Learning this history helps us think critically. Looking forward. Today, Volkswagen talks about the future, electric cars, clean energy, sustainability. The company wants a better image, but history should not be forgotten. Remembering the past helps build a better future. Part 3. Modern Power, New Scandals, and Lessons for the Future. Simple English, final part. Volkswagen in the modern world. Today, Volkswagen is one of the biggest car companies in the world. The company owns many brands: Volkswagen Audi, Porsche, Skoda Seat. Millions of cars are sold every year. Volkswagen looks modern. It talks about technology. It talks about the future, but the past still matters. The diesel scandal. In 2015, Volkswagen faced a new crisis. This time, it was not about war. It was about lying. The scandal was called Dieselgate. Volkswagen was accused of cheating on emissions tests. The company used software to trick tests, show fake results, hide real pollution. Millions of cars were affected. What happened? Diesel cars were tested for pollution. During tests, the cars showed clean results, but in real life, they polluted much more. Volkswagen knew about this. The company admitted it. The world was shocked. The consequences: Volkswagen paid billions of dollars in fines. Many people lost trust in the brand. Managers lost their jobs. The company's image was damaged again. People asked an important question: did Volkswagen really change? A pattern in history. Some people saw a pattern. In the past, Volkswagen followed power. Volkswagen helped a bad system. In the present, Volkswagen chose profit over honesty. The situations were different, but the lesson was similar. Power and profit can be dangerous without responsibility. Ethics and big companies. Volkswagen is not the only company with a dark past. Many big companies grew during war, worked with bad governments, made immoral choices. History shows us something important. Companies are not just machines. They are run by people, and people make choices. Can a company change? This is a big question. Can a company learn from its past? Volkswagen says yes. The company now focuses on electric cars, clean energy, climate responsibility. It invests in new technology. It talks about transparency. But trust is slow to return. Why this story matters today. This story is not only about cars, it is about power, responsibility, memory. It teaches us that success does not erase history. Growth does not remove guilt. Apologies must come with action. History stays with us, what we can learn. There are important lessons here. Lesson 1. Technology is not neutral, it depends on how people use it. Lesson 2. Companies must be honest. Short-term profit can destroy long-term trust. Lesson 3. We must remember history. Forgetting the past allows mistakes to repeat. A simple final summary. Let's say it simply. Volkswagen, started in Nazi Germany, used forced labor during war, became a global success. Faced new scandals later, it is a company with innovation, success, a dark history. Both are true. Why we tell this story. We tell this story not to hate, we tell it to understand. History helps us. Think critically, ask better questions, build a better future. Understanding companies helps us understand the world. Final question for you. Do you think big companies should talk openly about their past? Be responsible for old mistakes. Write your opinion in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching World in Simple English. If you like history stories, simple explanations, calm and clear English, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.